Hey everyone, welcome back to Life After Work. It's Solomon here. This video has a number of things going on with it. First of all, just a test. I have a new microphone. The microphone that I was using was battery powered, and I was forever forgetting to turn it off and using a lot of AAA batteries. So I've got a new mic, just a cheap one, but I'm trying it out here to see just how well it picks up. And I am zoomed in closer. It's actually probably 4.5 feet away. So we'll see how it does. And two, I'm not going to do a mail call with this video. I'm going to save that for the next video. This video is basically, I'm just fronting for a video I made weeks ago for my 600 subscriber drawing with the winners. I'll put that on immediately after I shut up. But what it boils down to is that I've heard from everyone that they've received their prizes. They all seem very happy. Several of them have put up some YouTube mail calls showing them opening their prizes. There's only one person I haven't heard from yet, well, who hasn't received his yet, at least last time I contacted him. He's in England. My other English prize winner has already received it maybe a week ago, so I'm hoping to hear something soon from the final one. I'm beginning to get a little worried that, you know how the mail is, that carrier pigeon might have dropped it somewhere. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and show this anyway, and hopefully everything will work out for the better. Good morning everyone. It's Life After Work. Welcome to the channel. My name's Solomon. For those of you who don't know, this is going to be a video that you're not going to see right away. If you'll look at my calendar, it's the 24th of February, and I've got two things planned this morning. At 5 o'clock, I was going to video my giveaway prizes for my 600 subscriber celebration. I'll start at 5 o'clock, and at 8 o'clock I'm going to get back on my 16-inch guns on the BB62, the New Jersey. So, as you can see, it's 5:03 in the morning of 24th. So let's get started with the giveaway. Now the reason that I'm going to do it this way, I want to show the community the prizes that are being given out. I'm just very thrilled that I had 600 subscribers. I had not done any celebration up to that point, so I was prepared to make sure people got some good gifts. So here we go. I'm going to go down the list, starting with category number 1, cars and trucks. Now, right in here somewhere, I'm going to put the channel names as I get to them. And you need to, if you're not subscribed to these guys, you need to go check them out. The first guy is Steve's Shed Scale Modeling. He's in England, and he was extremely thrilled that he was able to get in on this and actually won a prize. Well, I contacted him, he contacted me, we got together. He basically said that he didn't want anything smaller than 1/24 scale. Now listen guys, this Solomon, you've seen my models, some of you have seen the models that I've got in my stash. If I walk through the hobby shop and I go through all the models, I won't see a box that's smaller than 1/24 scale. I just simply won't see it. I've got to build big models myself. So anyway, Steve said he wanted something at least 1/24. Well, Steve, I think I did you better. You've received them by now. That's the whole purpose of this video, is so my channel can see them. You've already received it, and I'm going to now show everyone what you got. First of all, a big 1/16 inch scale Bel Air. Now I know these are American vehicles, but what the heck, I think they're pretty well known all over the world. Certainly all over South America and Cuba and places like that, as well as the United States. That's it. It's 1/16 inch scale. Now, and this is the Nomad. That's pretty special to everybody. So we've got, it's got opening doors and hood. Now, most hoods do open, but I'm assuming that since this is 12 inches long when fully assembled, that the hood's going to be pretty well detailed. Plus it's got the vinyl hoses and wiring included in it, so you can really get into some detail if you want to. Just looking at it, looks like it's got some pretty good detail in it. Can't see much from the outside, but there's some of the sprues, the trees that you get. So anyway, nice model, 1/16 scale. That's big. So I think you'll like that. Well, like I said, I didn't do anything for 100, 200, 300 like a lot of guys do. So I'm up in the ante on this. There's a second one. Now, I've got one of these in my stash. It's the first full production year of the Mustang, 1965 Mustang. This is kind of a 50-year celebration model when it came out. So, or 1/16 scale. So when you put it next to the Nomad, that's going to be pretty equal in size. So I think you'll like this. It also has opening doors and hood and the hoses and wiring, and it's got a few custom parts that go with it if you want to use it. But it's not a 2-in-1 kit, and again, that's the number of trees and some of the parts and what have you get in it. Now, I don't know if you can get aftermarket parts, but Steve, enjoy the two models. Right now, for those of you who aren't subscribed to Steve Shed, go out there and subscribe to him. He's got a whole series now on building the D'Agostino Mustang Fastback. It's a lot of metal parts. If you're not familiar with D'Agostino models, you might look into them. They're mainly, well, they start in England. Some of it does come over to the U.S., and it's by subscription. Every week or every 2 weeks you get a subscription in that comes with parts and comes with, well, overseas it comes with a magazine with some history. So at any rate, it's a detail model, and honestly, by the time Steve gets finished with it, he's going to feel as though he built a one-to-one car. It's in that much detail, that many pieces, and like I said, a lot of the pieces are metal. Some are plastic, but when he gets finished, this is going to be a really, really nice model. Now, second, Kevin Neely. Now, Kevin is in the gaming category. Now, I've got a lot of gamers out there, but only 6 gamers got into the drawing. Well, that gave a 1 in 6 chance that somebody was going to win. But like every drawing, I just ran the numbers one time. Well, Kevin was the winner in the gaming category. Now, Kevin was big into Dungeons and Dragons years ago, and he actually has collected just about everything you could get for Dungeons and Dragons at the time. He does get into a lot of collectibles. He collects, you know, sci-fi, robots, stuff like that. And he's kind of an eclectic guy. Well, I talked to Kevin. Kevin, he didn't know what he wanted. Anything was good with him. Like so many of these guys, nobody was demanding on anything. All I'd ask was just some idea of scale, and like Steve and Steve Shed did, he said nothing less than 24. That's the kind of information I wanted. So that was good. Well, Kevin wasn't particular, but we have a Warhammer store over here near me, and it's a really great store. It hadn't been there for a long time, maybe a year. The people there were absolutely great. they help me a lot because I know a good bit about 40K, because there's a lot of guys out there that do 40K layouts so they can do their gaming on a nice big layout. And all the 40K is, that means that it takes place in 40,001. So it's actually 40K is 40,000, and it's basically the sci-fi version of Warhammer. So what I got Kevin, the Dark Imperium, the Ultimate Warhammer 40,000 box set. There you go, Kevin. You've already got this, you've already seen it. It comes with a 280-page Warhammer 40K book and quite a few booklets, range rulers, a lot of parts, a lot of characters. And since Warhammer is basically available just about anywhere, and you can go on the internet and get plenty of stuff, I think this will be something interesting to get into. Here's what happens when you video at 5 o'clock in the morning. So anyway, that's it, Kevin. And this thing is heavy. Of course, it's got a book in it. Got several books. It's got the 53 of the Citadel miniatures, the Primaris Space Marines, and the Death Guard. It's got the 280-page Warhammer 40,000 book, 24-page Primaris Space Marine booklet, 24-page Death Guard booklet, a range ruler, and 12 dice. So I think you're going to enjoy that, Kevin. It's this is something you don't have. You haven't done it. You haven't played it. So this will give you hours of practice. Next on the list, we've got making models. Mr. Carl, he did the armor. So let's get the armor out and show everybody what we got in for armor. First of all, again, I've got one of these in my stash. I like it. It's a Soviet heavy tank T-35. Zvezda model, 1/35 scale. It's an interesting tank. It's a little bit different than most tank models, and it's got 478 parts in it, so it's pretty detailed, and it'll be about almost 28 centimeters long. So it's a fairly good model. Gives you an idea right there what's in it. And I don't think there's anything else on the sides to see. No. So anyway, 1/35 scale Soviet T-35 heavy tank. Nice model. But again, I was trying to keep everybody's gifts in the same total price range financially. Well, that gave us a little extra room, so I got an Archer. I think this is a cool model. I don't have one, but as far as my armor stash goes, I've got that Zvezda model in my stash. I wouldn't mind having an Archer. Now this Archer, it's also 1/35 scale, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's 1/35. And nothing much to show on the sides. But Carl at Making Models, that's Making Underline Models. Check him out. He's, I think, currently working on a mid-production tank of some kind where he's painting out the interior, and he has a buddy build going. Go check him out. That's Making Underline Models, and again, I'm putting these channel names right here. Next, Dr. Sprue for planes. Tony. We talked by email about what you might like, and it turns out Tony's like me. He's pretty eclectic in what he likes. Tony, I was going to get you something a little different than this, but I'll be honest with you, I couldn't find them locally, and I was trying to stay with my local hobby store. Well, I just like, I mean, they have given me some good deals on models. I can get them maybe a slight bit cheaper online, but by the time I paid shipping, it costs more. So I like to keep my brick and mortar guys in good shape here. First thing, 172 scale, Douglas Dakota Mark III, and a Willys Jeep. There you go, it's an Airfix model. It looks to be a pretty nice plane. I've not built this, but it comes, let me get it back around here, it comes with that Jeep that you see sitting next to it. So you're really kind of getting a 2-for-1. You're getting the Dakota and you're getting the Willys Jeep. So you might want to do a diorama with this. Looks to be a nice model. So that's one. You get two models. Another Airfix. This is a Boeing B-17G Flying Fortress, 172 scale. If I got two models for you guys, I tried to get them in the same scale so that sitting side by side, they'd be representative of the 1x1s if they were side by side. So that looks like it's going to be a pretty nice kit. But here's one showing what the interior looks like on this. So there's a good bit on this that you can build. I think you'll enjoy building this. So there you go. There's your planes. Now, ships. DG Old School Modeler. Again, down here. David Goodwin. David, really appreciate you participating. I don't know. I went out, I was looking at what you had suggested to me that you like. And again, another guy, he likes a lot of stuff. And wasn't particular at all about where I went with it. Well, for ships, to me, a ship can be anything from the Starship Enterprise to the New Jersey. So he said he particularly likes IJN ships, Imperial Japanese Navy ships, World War II. Well, I couldn't find one in my local hobby shop, but we went through their catalog, and within just a couple of days they were able to get me this. It's a 1-350 ironclad, and it's the Imperial Navy's Isuzu anti-airplane light cruiser. So there we go. Now, there's a lot of Japanese written on this box, so I'm not even going to pretend to try to tell you what it all says, David, but here we go. It comes with a little bit of PE, and it's got some pictures here showing what it can look like finished. Don't know how good you're going to see that through the wrap that's on it. So I hope that at least satisfies your ship requirement. 1-350 Isuzu, IJN, Imperial Japanese Navy, World War II. And it looks like in World War II, everybody started out with some older ships, so that looks like an older ship. It'll be interesting to find out some of the history on that, and I hope you enjoy building it. All right, trains. Now there's where Chuck Baker over at the River Valley Railroad. Chuck got in, and when I emailed him about his preference for what he'd like, all he wanted and all he asked for was some static grass, and even gave me a link to Amazon for the static grass he needs, because he's doing a great layout. Chuck and Mark are working on Chuck's layout, and recently Chuck was diagnosed with cancer. He's going to be home for a while, I guess. He's going to be going through some chemo, possibly surgery, whatever. So I decided that he needed something more than static grass. I've ordered the static grass. Unfortunately, it doesn't come primed, so I didn't get it in 2 days, Chuck. But it'll be here pretty soon. I think it's already shipped. So I'm not going to show that today. Everybody's seen static grass. It's just a big container, and I got you the big one, buddy. It's perfectly all right. But other than that, I didn't buy Chuck another prize. I got into my stash and I decided to give up an HO scale locomotive and tender that I had. It's never been run. Needs to be lubed up, tested out. It doesn't come with DCC decoder. It doesn't come with a sound decoder. But it's a really, really nice model. So let me get that out for you. First of all, I don't have the static grass, but there's the Amazon order for it. It'll be here soon. It's a Rivarossi cab forward Union Pacific locomotive. I think I've shown it on my channel before. I had it on static display up on a shelf. See if we can get it out so you can see it. Comes with all the paperwork and the, you know, the cutaways, all that kind of stuff. This is basically it's a Jubilee version. So here we go. I'm not going to take it out of the styrofoam. But there you go, Chuck. That's what it looks like. It's a cab forward, which are just, to me, just fascinating technology. It's one I got it because, well, to get the G or F scale cab forward would probably cost me several $1,000s. But I got this at a train show, and it's a beautiful little model. I hope it doesn't cause you any problems. But for those of you who don't know what a cab forward is, basically in the mountains of the West, in the Rocky Mountains, I mean, this wasn't Union Pacific, by the way. This was Southern Pacific. My apologies. But Southern Pacific decided to do something a little different. So when they would drive these big locomotives, and this is, but it's got a 2884. It's a powerful train for pulling heavy loads through the mountains. But when they go through these big long tunnels with the boiler in front of the engineers, all that smoke pouring back on them. I mean, it was pretty miserable. Probably come close to suffocate them going through the tunnels. So what they did was they literally turn it around for all practical purposes. It looks like, if you're used to seeing trains, it looks like it should be going this way. Well, the truth is, it's cab forward. It's going this way. The cab hits the tunnel first. So all your smoke and everything is coming out behind the engineer. So to me, that was brilliant. And it honestly didn't take much to do that, I don't think. It's not as simple as just moving the cab around, or I mean just turning the locomotive around and running it in reverse. It was probably a little more to it than that, but other than that, the setup on it is very similar. A lot of good detail on this, Chuck. You can see the compressors up on the up on what would have been the front. So it's I think you're going to like it. It's got a lot of good detail on it, and I hope it does work for you. There was some concern, I say that because there was some concern that it wouldn't make it around Chuck's layout. I think it should work just fine because it's kind of long when it's put together, but I think it'll work. I think it'll work on most layouts unless you got a 4x8 layout. This is a lot better than that. So anyway, that's our winners. Like I said, I will put, at this point, well, let's go over here. All of the winners' channels. Go take a look at them. You guys that you do static displays, but you do a diorama, the modeling techniques on a railroad layout, dioramas. Even if you do a diorama for airplanes or ships or whatever, there are a lot of similar techniques. You say, oh, how does a ship get here? I mean, they don't have trees and grass and static grass and all that. No, but you can do dioramas at sea, and there's a lot of water effect on all of these dioramas, water effect on all these train layouts. So there's a lot of stuff you can do. And if you do a dry dock situation, like on a train layout, the buildings, the pavements, I mean, there's all kinds of stuff that you can do that's similar. So anyway, congratulations, guys. I'll put this out after I've heard that everybody has received their prizes in the mail, and this will be kind of just a wrap up for the Life After Work channel. Again, I want to thank everyone. Let me very quickly check my YouTube channel. You've seen the date that this is being filmed. There we have it, 40,630 views total and 631 subscribers. I'm just absolutely amazed. I do hope that that you're enjoying the videos. By the time you see this video, there will have been several more put out on the New Jersey. I am making some progress on it. Today's video, I'll be back at about 8 o'clock to begin videoing progress on that. I'm going to take a short break now. It's currently 5:30. I'll go eat a little breakfast, watch a couple of YouTube videos, make a few comments on your videos, and we'll move on at 8 o'clock with the USS New Jersey. So, thank you for taking a look at this video. Check out these channels. I think the whole modeling community, we do what we do, but we have a great appreciation for the skill and techniques of what other modelers in other venues do. So anyway, everybody have a good day, and who knows, one of these days there may be a 1,000 or 1,200 giveaway again, and I'm already putting a few of my shekels away to buy some decent prizes if I do get there. So we'll see you later. From Life After Work, the Ships, Trains, and Planes Workshop, is Solomon saying goodbye.